Hey, welcome back everybody. Glad you're here. Today I want to show you a true EDC that I recently came across and I really like it, so I want to show it to you, and I think you're gonna like it too, especially if you're into watches. It's a Raven Airfield. So let's get into it. Okay, welcome to the office. Here it is, the Raven Airfield. I was looking for a field watch, and simultaneously I was looking for American companies. Now I get it, most watches are made offshore and this is no different, but I was looking for an American company. I found Raven. It's made in Kansas, or the company is based in Kansas. And I love how it looks, what they did. They have a 40mm case, and it's somewhat semi-custom. You can put you have choices with the dial color, black, white, and green-ish. You have choices with the hour and minute arms, black or white, which is really just the outline because they're all illuminated. And with the second hand, it's red, orange, and yellow. And I do like yellow, so I think it's a nice contrast. It looks good. I didn't want a date, no frills, no gimmicks, no any kind of complications, really just the time. And I think this is a field watch. It's gonna get the job done. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're just an outdoorsy person, or if you work military, if you work law enforcement, any other kind of first responder. I think this is gonna get the job done. If I would have had it back then, this watch, I would have worn this with pride. But I always chose way less expensive watches because, you know, you're scared or worried about getting it beat up, scratched up, you know. And I get that, you know, so that's why I always chose less expensive watches, which they did break. And maybe if I would have chosen a higher quality watch, it wouldn't have broke. I don't know, but now I bought this. I said I want it. It's not a can-do at all. I wouldn't wear it with a tuxedo, but I think you can very much dress it up, even with a sports coat if the need be, or you know. It's again, it's a 40mm case, stainless steel. Case band is made in China. Again, so much south that it's so close to Hong Kong. I'm okay with that. The movement is a Seiko NH38. So I've learned that the NH38 is an unmarked Seiko movement for third-party watchmakers. Same specs as theirs, the Seiko branded one. And it's automatic with manual winding. When I got it a few days ago, so last week, I didn't fully wind it. I just put it on my wrist and started wearing it. And at night I put it up, and in the morning it was still running. So it's, in my opinion, it's pretty good. I'm not a watch collector. I'm not a watch nerd or whatever they call themselves. So I'm satisfied with it. It's sturdy, it's solid, it's water resistant to 200 meters, which I get it. A lot of people say, oh, 50 meters is enough or 100 meters is enough. But to me, it tells me, you know, the more water resistance, the more sturdy is the case. So something has to be in there to make it more resistant to those pressures that are going on down there. And I get it. With this, I'm probably not going to dive straight down 200 meters, but it makes it more sturdy. It's like if you have a car with more horsepower, you also have a better braking system. And I see the watches, I see it the same way. So these I have super luminova in there. They light up blue. And yeah, if you really have a tactical mission going on, you might not want this, or you put your long sleeve over it, or you tape it up. There's better options. But other than that, I think it would get the job done. Absolutely. I had it. It's so smooth around the edges. You can put on a coat, you know, your shirt, your sweatshirt. It does not get hung up on nothing. And this morning I took Misty to the park. I wore my leash around it. It doesn't bother me at all. So I have a 7.5-inch wrist. All I did was, the way it came, I put the micro adjustment all the way back, and that's how I wear it. I didn't take anything out, and it fits pretty good. It fits snug, but not too tight. I barely feel it. The scale said, my foot scale says 148. Their website says 160. I don't know. Maybe my battery is going out. I don't know. But again, that weight. Either way, I cannot complain about the weight. It's limited edition. I get it. Micro manufacturer, micro maker, whatever you call them. It's 300 pieces. So, you know, it might be worth looking into if you're a collector. I certainly think they should at least keep their value. Speaking of, this watch, as you see it, it's $420. And I think for $420, you don't do anything wrong. It is not a cheap watch that you buy at the, you know, at the mall. It's also not an expensive watch that, you know, the sky is the limit. But, you know, too many complications and gimmicks and all this stuff that makes my eyes hurt. So I love this one. I won't abuse it. So I don't have a torture test. I don't, you know. I don't know how long the illumination lasts, you know, but we can see that into the future, you know. But it's a sturdy watch. It makes a lot of sense. It might even be the watch that George Washington would have worn if it was around back then. So I can see him wear that. And that's also the other thing. Probably ask yourself, why is he putting here a novel in there, you know, a fictional book. This is John Land's book. He has a book series about Blaine McCracken. And yeah, Blaine McCracken is a fictional character, but he's based on a very real Vietnam vet. And sometimes I ask myself, you know, what would Blaine McCracken do? And I know it sounds silly, but I ask myself, you know, there's a million field watches out there. And I ask myself, you know, what would he do? And back then, you know, these guys, they needed stuff that works, you know, no toys, no gimmicks, no nothing, you know, it has to work, it has to be clear, and it has to be there when you need it. And I think I found this in that watch. And you can dress up, I mean, you know, almost a sports coat, you know, it's you can, yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't wear it with a tuxedo. But, you know, you can absolutely wear it with a sports coat. You're not overdressed. You're absolutely not underdressed, if that's something you worry about. But this is, yeah, a beautiful watch. And sturdy, 200-meter water resistance. Solid steel, stainless steel. Nothing feels flimsy. The latch here, it's beautiful, because I had it also with previous watches that they get weak. And then they just, you know, open up on their own. And this one is crisp, it's solid. It's got some substance to it. And I really, really appreciate that, you know. And I think you will too. So if you're in the market for a field watch, absolutely look into ravenwatches. I'm going to put the link down in the description. I'm not getting paid to say that. Not getting any kind of discounts. I also, just like everybody else, paid full price. And the only reviews I do are really about items that I use, that I buy. I don't get any free items. I don't get any other goodies, promises, whatever. I really like this watch, and that's why I made this video. And I'm pretty sure you like it too. If you know, if that's something you're looking at, a field watch. I can't do it all, but I can do most. Absolutely certain you're gonna like it. Also, sapphire has anti-reflective coating. You know, it's a lot of good stuff for such a, you know, what they call it, a micro, you know, micro brand. It's good stuff, and I love it. I have to look what the warranty is, but if you have an issue, you don't have to talk to a call center or talk to a robot. No, you send an email, you get an email back almost the same day, or you know, you pick up the phone and call, and that's what I like, and it's right there in Kansas, and that's just the beauty of it. Even though it's made offshore, we still should support American companies, small businesses, and I think he did a beautiful job on that watch. Yeah, I love it, and I can recommend it. So thanks for watching, and yeah, I'm pretty sure you love it too. And that's the Raven Airfield. So I hope you like it. Check it out. It's a great brand. There's also other models available. And thanks for being here. See you next time. Be safe, and God bless America.